What's going on, group? How you doing? My name is Dan Cheesebro, and I want to start off by saying congratulations and welcome to this group. If you're in this group, if you're a parent or grandparent, and you're in this group, congratulations to you, okay? Your son or daughter, your recruit, took a big step in their life for this country. And you as the parent, I want to commend you and thank you and congratulate you on what you're about to embark on with your recruit. I just had my son, my youngest son, he graduated 11/27 of this year. And needless to say, it was a roller coaster of emotions. He left August 29th of this year, was originally supposed to graduate 11/1, and he could not pass his PFA, the running portion of it. He couldn't do it. When your recruit first gets to boot camp, they will run a PFA. It's a preliminary PFA. It's not required to pass it, but at the same time, you would hope that the recruit wants to pass it. It's a baseline PFA. Now, the second one that they take will be in week 7. That one is required to pass. Depending on your age, there is guidelines and times that you can find. You can Google it. I forgot how my wife found it. But it breaks you down of age and the times for that age group. Both for men and women. Women have a higher time, and the older you get, their times increase. Anyway, my son had a hard time with it, and so much that he failed his preliminary when he first got, and then he failed the one that he was supposed to do to graduate on 11/1. Now, because of that, he got what they call ASMO'd or pushed back. He got pushed back 4 weeks, which put his PIR, or his graduation, on 11/27. He got moved to a different division, and he had to redo everything that he did with his previous division. He had to do it over again. And when it came down to do his PFA again, he failed it again. So this is the third time failing it. He failed his preliminary, he failed the PFA with his first division, and he failed the PFA with his second division. So from there, he had to speak to some officers that he had to convince for himself, or he had to convince them why he wanted to stay. He did, and he passed his PFAs, finally, went to battle stations, and then graduated on 11/27. Hoo-yah, Navy. For you parents, you're going to experience a roller coaster of emotions of your own. Communication will be limited to the division your son or daughter may be in. And by limited, I mean the division as a whole, how they operate, and the RDC that is in charge of them may, if they do great, the RDC may give them an extra phone call. Normally you get a phone call right when you get to boot camp. It's a scripted phone call. It's a 10-second phone call. Hi, Mom, Dad. I'm here. I'm safe. I love you. You get a box, or you won't no longer get a box. You get a letter in the mail giving you the time and the date information of my graduation. And from there, once you get that paperwork from your son or daughter, giving you their ship number, and a ship is a building, you're going to, parents, even grandparents, even recruits that are coming in or in this group, you're going to want to learn the Navy lingo. A ship is a building, okay? There's a lot more. Your lingo is going to change, okay? But anyway, parents, so you're going to get a letter from your recruit giving you their ship number, their division number, and their PIR date. PIR is pass and review, and it's a graduation, okay? Now there you'll be able to send them letters and things of that nature to communicate. There are other ways of communication other than snail mail You'll have to do your research on that, and I'm sure you can message me, and I can let you know what I did to communicate with my sailor. In the paperwork you get from your sailor, from your recruit, future sailor, there will be a graduation form for tickets. Now, your best bet right now is to go on Navy Boot Camp, or Google Navy Boot Camp. Scroll down, you'll see like Navy.mil or something like that. You're going to click on that. It's going to take you to the Navy Boot Camp website. Click on graduation. You'll see a little hyperlink. It'll say graduation dates here. Click on that. It will then take you to another website. Within that website, it'll take you to another page within the website, giving you all the dates and divisions that are graduating on a certain date. You first need to pay attention, if there is one at the very top. It may be in yellow bold, stating that such and such division on such and such date is only allowed 3 visitors, or 3 people that are allowed to come to your graduation. They do that because of the size of the graduation. My son, when he graduated, thankfully we were allowed 4. 4 is the maximum amount of tickets that you can have for family. There is no exceptions. 0. For when it comes to graduation time, it starts at 6:30. It ends around 10:30. And you're sitting in bleachers. If you want, bring a pillow to sit on, because it takes a little longer. It goes for a while. Well worth it though. But the communication with your recruit, or lack thereof, drove me crazy. And that's just, I'm being honest, it drove me crazy. So I had to, figure out ways of communicating with him. And like I said, you want to message me, that's fine. I can let you know how I messaged him. And my son's not a writer. He's not. So I wasn't expecting letters back. I mostly got phone calls. The phone calls I got, most of them I didn't, they were just telling me he failed his PFA. I will say this, anything from 847, Waukegan, I know I'm mispronouncing that. When you see that number, that's your recruit. When you're following the dates, if you get a phone call from it says U.S. government, that's also your recruit. Now, in my instance, everything from 847 was a great call. I got at least an hour with them, sometimes half an hour, and I got 2 or 3 of those. Anything from the U.S. government was not a good call. Those were him letting me know that he failed the PFAs. So parents, don't drive yourself crazy, okay? This is what your son or daughter signed up for. We as parents have to let them go. Just like our parents did to us when we went to explore the world. I left my house, my parents, when I was 15 years old. Were my parents worried? Yes. But did they trust me to make the right decisions? Yes. Now, our kids are going on to a military base. And one thing I do want to point out right now, just from my experience with my son, they are not there to hurt your children, your kids, your young adults, your recruits, your future sailors. They're not there to hurt anybody, but they are going to break them. They will. Mentally, physically, they're going to break them. When they first arrive at the airport in O'Hare, they sit for about an hour, and the RDC, waiting on the bus. The RDC will instruct them, blah, blah, blah. Bus comes, they get on the bus, they travel to, it takes about an hour drive to get to the base. And from there, when they get off, that is when their world will change. My son was awake for almost 3 days. They were going through everything, shots, dental, everything. But my son also showed up when it was during holiday, so they were delayed a week. And if your new recruit's coming in, they are about to have leave. I don't know how long, at least for boot camp. This video is like 10 minutes long now, guys. I apologize for rambling. If you have any questions, parents, even recruits, message me. I have no problem answering them. And people in these groups, they're amazing. They're amazing people. The admins are great, and they're very informative. Make sure you check the file section. The file section will give you basically a plethora of knowledge. I'm just giving you my point of view that I had from it, the stresses that I took away from it, and the things that I've learned. This has made me a stronger parent, regardless. And it made my son went in a juvenile young man. He came out, and to this day now, he's in Connecticut. He came out a mature, grown man, and I censor myself. But the way he talks, carries himself. I got to spend. I was lucky enough, and my family, my wife, his mom, and my oldest son, and my youngest daughter, we were fortunate enough to get to spend about 4 days with him because he graduated on a Wednesday instead of a Friday because of the holiday, Thanksgiving. So he graduated on Wednesday. We get to spend Thanksgiving Day with him, and he didn't ship out until Sunday. So the last day, me and my wife, his stepmom, we were able to spend the whole entire day with him. It was great. But to see how he was, and when you see your son or daughter, when you see them at Liberty, when they call that Liberty, and you go up and you hug them, that is not the same person you took to MEPS. It's not the same child, no longer a child. That's not the same individual that you saw swear in and leave. The Navy did their job. The RDCs did their job. And they took your recruit as a seed, planted it, and watered it, and nourished it into what you're going to see at Liberty. And it is the most emotional thing that you're going to go through. But know that this 3-month journey that you're going to go through will be emotional. But every phone call you get from your recruit, every phone call, every letter, always stay positive. Listen to them. But I will tell you this. Your recruits are going to want to hear from you, see what's new with you back home here, because they're going to be behind the wall. They'll tell you all about your life when you see them at graduation. But when they write you, they want to know how you're doing, because your strength keeps them going. So, again, guys, I'm going to cut this video now. It's 12 minutes. I hope the admins don't bring this down. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, guys, please message me. I will do everything in my power to answer what I know. And then the file section up here, it should be up in the corner there, or in the bar. It's full plethora of knowledge. Just if you have any questions, there's different groups. When you know the ship and division of your son or daughter, there's different groups that you can check on Facebook for. And I can give you that information. Or it's all in the file section right there, guys. All in the file section. But like I said, this take was for me, my point of view, to all the future sailors, the recruits that are going to be sailors, or all the ones that are going to swear and are thinking about doing it. If you're on this page and you're already going in, thank you for your future sacrifice and commitment